Is this working?
Is this on? For that's delicious. All right. Are you ready to get this show started, Ellie?
Yep.
All right, ready? Here we go. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
I think I see a light.
You think you see a light? What's up, everyone? It is That's Delicious. Today, April 25th, 2020. It's going to be a very special show. Another big, giant shout out. Thank you, Big Shot VIP Jordon. Remember to check out our Patreon to become a Big Shot VIP or just support us in all the different ways you can. Patreon.com/Dalibor. But today, it's the 90s show. And that's how we had that. That's super cool. Super cool logo there. What do you think about that cool logo, Ellie?
It's good.
It's good. It's a 90s logo. You weren't around in the 90s?
No, I was in
No?
2000.
Well, check it out. We are straight up in the 90s right now. It is I, DJ Dolly Doll, and my homegirl over here, Ellie Fly. How you doing, Ellie Fly?
My name's just Ellie.
I'm sorry, Just Ellie. We're gonna call her Just Ellie. I like that. I'm DJ
Ellie.
Dolly Doll and Just Ellie.
No, just get rid of the just.
Okay, just get rid of the just. Just get rid of the Just Ellie.
My name is Ellie.
My name is Ellie. It's good to see. What? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's Ellie. We're gonna do a 90s themed show tonight. Talk a little bit about the fun things that we know from the 90s. Eliana's favorite era.
My favorite era was the
nows. Is the nows.
Is the now, except for now.
Except for now. Well, the 90s were a lot of fun. We had a great time. That was the era that I really grew up in. I mean, I was around in the 70s and 80s. Oh boy, I'm old. Just saying that makes me feel old. But the 90s were where all the magic seemed to happen. Really bad designs and bad styles and all that kind of stuff. But I want to just kind of bring up the 90s a little bit because we always have fun talking about retro stuff on our show and just life in general. We're all kind of, again, we're still inside for a couple more weeks here. And we figured let's bring back the era that spawned some fantastic shows, fantastic music, and all kinds of really, really cool stuff. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, let's start with music. How does music sound? Music sounds good?
Music sounds lovely.
Music sounds lovely. Well,
Literally.
I will say, oops, let me see if this, sorry about, let me take that down for a second there. There were a lot of awesome songs and stuff in the night. Are you leaving?
I'm going to check down to the brownies.
Oh, we're making brownies. So yeah. Anyways, there were a lot of awesome songs in the 90s. Some of my favorites were, obviously you remember I just played the Beverly Hills theme song. 90210 theme song. That was always a lot of fun. But some of my favorites, by the way, leave comments. Tell me what your favorite songs are, and maybe I'll play a snippet and then get banned. Oh, yeah. Greg says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Boom. Dude, the Shredder, the Shredhead, Metalhead, Chrome Dome. Yeah, that was like the best cartoon show, wasn't it? It was like on for 4 or 5 years with like 50 episodes a year, something crazy like that. Who was your favorite Ninja Turtle? That's an important question. Tell us who your favorite Ninja Turtle was. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle, Eliana?
Tortoise.
Tortoise is her favorite Ninja Turtle. Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. So disappointing right now. Pick one. Or is it April O'Neil? The
writer.
The writer. There was no writer.
The director.
The director was your favorite one. Mine was Donatello because he had the big the bow staff and he could knock out enemies like crazy. And he was a smart dude, which is pretty cool. So yeah.
And he was the purple guy?
And he was the purple, my favorite color next to hot pink right there. which is what you're wearing. You got the pink and the purple on today. You are neoned out. And he said absolutely Michelangelo because Michelangelo ate pizza. Pizza. Yeah, Michelangelo was awesome. You know what Tony's favorite was?
What?
Raphael.
Why?
Because Raphael was a mean, boring Ninja Turtle. There, I said it. Sorry. There was a Ninja Turtle movie. Yeah, I remember going to theaters to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. And they had a rap song that came out of it. And Vanilla Ice even made a song for the second Ninja Turtle movie. You guys remember that? The Vanilla Ice Ninja Rap. Yeah, that was awesome. Maybe I'll have to play that.
I remember when the Ninja Turtles were big.
You remember when the Ninja Turtles were big?
And now it's been replaced by plastic.
By plastic. Well, here is
Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go, 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 go.
this was Ninja Rap, the Vanilla Ice music video for the Ninja Turtles theme song. Yeah. Oh, that's right. They went on tour. Yeah, they had the live tour of the Ninja Turtles. You know what's really funny about the Ninja Turtles live tour?
What?
It was essentially all these dudes in big rubber suits. Like all these dudes had these big rubber suits on, kind of like how they did like Lion King, right, and all the other stuff. They had these big giant. Yeah. The Lion King was a 1990s cartoon. That was the original cartoon is better than the remake that they just put out now, I feel. It's chef's kiss. But the Ninja Turtles thing was awesome because the folks that wore the Ninja Turtle suits, they actually had them on like Buffy was the 90s. Yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, that's right. And the movie. The people that wore the Ninja Turtle suits, they interviewed them one time. I remember watching it on television. And one of the suits malfunctioned, and their eyes are supposed to like water for like crying if they're sad. Like they had all these emotions and stuff. They were like these big animatronic suits, and the water thing broke, and the thing just started squirting water like across the room during the interview. It was so freaking funny. It was awesome. It really was awesome. Yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The movie, it started with a movie and then became a TV show, which a lot of people don't know that. But yeah, there was like an original. Was it a comic book first too? It may have been a comic first, but anyway, it was pretty cool. The Matrix was an awesome movie from the 90s. You guys remember The Matrix? And then I think Matrix 2 and 3 came out in the early 2000s. But my first DVD ever was The Matrix. Came out in like 90. I think the movie was like 97 or 98 or something.
Remember that one time when the light was flashing and you couldn't find where it came from, and you couldn't find where it came from, and you thought the Matrix was broken.
Yeah, my glasses that I have on, I started seeing this blinking light when I was wearing the glasses, and I'm like, am I in the Matrix? This is crazy. And I'm thinking, where the heck is the Donna says nice pigtails? Yeah, she went pigtails today, like Punky Brewster. Where's the Matrix? I mean, I'm freaking out. I thought the Matrix was busting out and stuff, but no, it was actually reflecting. I had my headset on, my work headset, and the red light was reflecting back on there. So, speaking of the pigtails, speaking of Punky Brewster, let me show you guys something real quick. This is pretty awesome. Let me switch the
tab.
Let me switch the tab right there so you guys can see this Chrome tab. They are making a reboot right there. They're making a reboot of Saved by the Bell, and it's coming to TV in a few weeks. So you guys can kind of hear it a little bit. But so yeah, it's coming to TV in a few weeks. Not only are they making a Saved by the Bell. Now, AC Slater plays the gym teacher. Mm-hmm.
Who?
And yeah. Mario Lopez and Elizabeth Berkley was his girlfriend, and they dated. There's a big love triangle. It was a terrific show, one of the best shows. Yes, Greg says Tony's favorite 90s song was "Livin' La Vida Loca." It was one of mine too. But they're making a Saved by the Bell reboot where he's the gym teacher now, and he's talking about dating. You know, Mac Morris, not Zach. Zach's son is Mac. And guess what? They're making a Punky Brewster reboot where she's the mom of a few kids, and that's coming out in a few weeks too. I used to have the biggest hots for Punky Brewster when I was little. It was an awesome show. It was really cool. It had like some really deep storylines that they always work from. So yeah, pretty cool. There you go. Saved by the Bell is coming back. I hope you guys like that. One of my favorite Saved by the Bell moments was, well, I'm so excited. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so scared. This was when Jim Harbaugh, the Michigan Wolverines head coach, made an appearance on Saved by the Bell. I believe he was a Chicago Bear at this time. He just graduated from U of M a couple years before then. Real popular quarterback in the league. And he was on Saved by the Bell. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so there you go. Pop culture references are a lot of fun. What was your favorite 90s moment, Christina? Yes. And what's your favorite show? I'm yelling at Christine. She'll think about that. One of mine was right here. Wait, I got it. Seinfeld. This is awesome. I loved Seinfeld. I didn't really watch it until later on when it was like close to the end of the show. And I'd watch it all the time with my roommates at college. It was the best. That was really cool. So yeah, you're getting comfortable? All right, cool. What's that? TGIF. You guys remember TGIF on Fridays? Holy cow. I don't know what you're doing. TGIF was the Friday, like, they had all the comedies on. They had Family Matters with Steve Urkel. Did I do that? It was like this. Steve Urkel would do something and, like, stuff would blow up and he'd be like, did I do that? Steve Urkel was awesome. Yeah, that was on. So Family Matters. Step by Step. Remember Step by Step? They had Step by. Oh, wait, no, that was a different theme. But that was a New Kids on the Block. Remember New Kids on the Block? Holy cow, you're going to have so much stuff to listen to. Backstreet Boys actually started in the 90s. At the very end of the 90s, the Backstreet Boys. Britney Spears. NSYNC started in the 90s. You guys remember that? But wow, and they're still around. Well, not as a band, not together, but the Spice Girls, which you actually like. Do you want to be my lover? What's the song go? If you want to be my lover, you got to get with
my friends.
My friends. That's what it is. Let's see what else. What other good stuff? You had I have Nirvana, obviously. Nirvana was fantastic, right? Everybody liked Nirvana. Nirvana is one of the greatest bands of all time. Pearl Jam. That was my era. Smashing Pumpkins. That was my era of music when it came.
It was also when the first Harry Potter books came out.
It was in the first Harry Potter book. That's right, because first Harry Potter book was written in the 90s. Yeah, and you're a big Harry Potter fan. Then we should do a Harry Potter themed episode. Wouldn't that be cool?
Also, the Harry Potter movies are set in the 90s.
The Harry Potter movies are set in the late 90s. Exactly. And then they eventually make it into, like, I don't know, 2000, whatever. Maybe. I don't know. You'll have to help me out on that one.
I read somewhere that the final moments are in like 1989.
The final moments are 1989, so they went backwards in time?
No.
1999, you want
no,
to say?
1998.
1998. Okay. All right. So then Harry Potter takes place in the 90s, and it started. That's a good point. Very good point. Jurassic Park. Remember Jurassic Park? That was an awesome. The first Jurassic Park was an awesome movie. The second one, and me and Tony went to see Jurassic Park. I think 2 or 3 or both of them. We both fell asleep in the theater. That was, I think, the first time I ever fell asleep in a movie, and I did it with my brother at the same time because they were bad.
And remember when I fell asleep in that Sonic movie too?
You fell asleep during the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, but it was a lot of fun. The movie was fine. Sonic the Hedgehog is straight out of the 90s. Yeah, right? Sonic the Hedgehog, and I have my Sega Genesis Mini over there. Maybe we can bust that open and play some Genesis games because Genesis was a total 90s. Super Nintendo. I remember a Biggie Smalls, a Notorious B.I.G. rap lyric, which is awesome, which was like, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was young, we had none. It was very like he's talking about not being able to have video games when he was younger, where he's from. Yeah, I know. Not every kid has video games, but there's also this guy. You guys remember this? Yeah, The Matrix. That was my movie right there. That was my movie. I loved The Matrix. It was so good. It was Neo. It's the one where the guy like goes backwards, and then he does like a spin, and then avoids the bullets. It was awesome. Matrix was like peak end of 90s. The 90s had so many styles. Like they had like neon, and they had like these really bold colors, and then they had like dark and gritty with like grunge music. It was like a whole bunch of different styles all at once. I think it was a fun time. Here's another one. You guys remember this? Ready? This. One of my favorite movies of all time, Dumb and Dumber. I don't know if that's meant to be backwards, the text or not, but
they tried to get me to watch. Tato tried to get me to watch it once, but I never finished.
You never finished it. Dumb and Dumber is possibly to me, it might be the funniest movie of all time. I have never laughed so hard in a movie theater. We saw it for the first time. It was like New Year's Eve and like, I don't know, whenever the movie came out, 95, 94, 95, 96, I don't know. And it was so funny. You know when people have the expression rolling in the aisles? Have you heard that expression before? They were laughing so hard, they were rolling in the aisles. People were laughing so hard. We went with some cousins of ours that they were standing in the aisleway and falling over themselves. They were laughing so hard. It was unbelievable the amount of laugh. I had never seen it. This was like a huge theater, like the biggest theater at the time. Like theater, like actual theater rooms aren't very big. Like they don't pack a lot of people in them anymore. Back then, I think this might have been over in the old AMC over by, over in Utica, whatever. That theater had like one room, which was like, I don't know, it felt like it fit 1,000 people in there. It was crazy. But people were laughing so hard. Like they were throwing popcorn in the air. They were laughing. They were falling over themselves. It was awesome. That's why this movie, I still remember seeing this movie on New Year's Eve, and it was bonkers. So yeah, there you go. Dumb and Dumber. One of the best of all time. But I have another movie that I highly recommend everybody remembers, actually. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Jim Carrey was peak 90s, some might say. You haven't seen Ace Ventura, have you? I got to show you all these movies, honey. We're going to fire up Netflix in the next few days here and check all these out. Ace Ventura. You guys remember Ace Ventura with the dolphin? God, that was awesome. Ace Ventura was so good. And then, hey, check this out. This is going to bring back some awesome fond memories for some folks. Oh, I already showed that. Never mind. Oops, hit the wrong button. Yeah. Anyway, so those are some great movies of the time. What are some of your favorite 90s movies? What's one of your favorite 90s movies, Christina? It's a tough one. She's going to get back to us. Other stuff from the 90s. You had Family Matters, Jeff, and of course, Full House. Right? You guys remember Full House? That was an awesome TV. And they brought it back on Netflix. Fuller House. And it actually did okay. Like it was a pretty decent show. But I think part of the magic is for like network television back in the 90s and 80s and stuff was that everybody would watch it at the same time on Friday night. Nobody really had DVRs back then. So you caught it and it was, you'd go into, laughing all night long, and kids would tell their friends about it. They'd get together on Saturday mornings and hang out and tell their friends. Saturday morning cartoons. Remember Saturday morning cartoons? They don't have Saturday morning cartoons anymore. They have a whole cartoon channel, like 15 of them.
Nick Jr., Disney Jr.
Clueless. That was an awesome movie. Clueless. You remember Clueless? Yeah, Clueless was awesome. Here is I'm going to play the trailer here real quick for everybody. Clueless was a really popular movie. Yeah, that was really good. That was a funny movie. It's basically this girl who was kind of a ditz, and she decided to go to college or something. Was that like the premise or something? The premise to Clueless? She was in high school. Okay. Anyways, it was pretty cool. It was awesome. Mean Girls, I think, was also around that era too. Or was it Mean Girls? Okay, I'm sorry. Mean Girls early 2000s. But yeah, it was basically Alicia Silverstone was like totally the 90s. Like the it girl of the 90s. Her and Cameron Diaz were all over the place in the 90s. So yeah, oh dude, Silence of the Lambs. Terrifying movie. Still have nightmares with what's his name? Hopkins. No, I knew Anthony Hopkins. Thank you. Where he's like he does a little fava bass. Oh my God, you're too young, honey. You might see it a little bit later on when you're because you're only 10 right now, so maybe she'll see it when she's 15, 16, but who knows? Star Trek: The Next Generation. Yes. Didn't it? It kind of started in the late 80s, I think. The Next Generation. Either way, it still the best Star Trek show. Although I will say Deep Space Nine was hella awesome, and it also came out in the 90s. So check out that. But Star Trek: The Next Generation was so good. That's Jean-Luc Picard. Number one. And I forget everything else that he said, but it was really good. Star Trek was cool back then. Oh God, video games were a lot of fun back then. Star Wars was kind of dead in the 90s, like right after the third Star Wars movie, which was anyways, the Return of the Jedi, it kind of died off, and it didn't come back to like the late 90s, and there hasn't been a good Star Wars movie since like the early 2000s. Yeah, that was always good.
Recently revived by The Mandalorian.
And The Mandalorian is some of the best Star Wars stuff of all time. But maybe we'll get into that later on. Maybe go do
Yoda.
Baby Yoda. But yeah, so yeah, there's some good stuff. There's some awesome sci-fi out the fashions. Let me tell you about the fashions. All the kids, all the white kids I know would dress up like this. This was pretty funny. They'd have the hats like sideways. They thought they were like the coolest because they would watch MTV Raps. And they'd be like, oh, everybody wears this. I'm going to watch MTV. So that's how I'm going to dress. Oh, story. Did I mention a story about how I met? Oh, I think I mentioned when I spoke to Blogitza way back then. I mentioned a story about how I met the one, the only MC Hammer. But he's more of 80s. He wasn't 90s. So unfortunately. MTV was really good in the 90s. Total Request Live. TRL was just kind of starting up towards the end of the 90s. That was awesome. That was the best show, Ellie, because they'd have like, it started off with just like the 10 best movies, the top 10 songs. And then they would do live requests. They also did live requests. Maybe that's what it was. TRL. They did live requests, live music requests, or the most popular songs of the day. And they'd play them. And it was awesome. And you'd hear like it's the best music that had the best guests on. Oh God, it was so good. It was so good. Like you don't have anything like that right now. Like there is no MTV. There's YouTube videos. There's Spotify. Spotify should get on that, by the way. Get yourself a Spotify show. TRL on Spotify. Yeah. So music was crazy back then. Like hip hop was really coming into its own. Back at the time, gangsta rap was huge. I have my NWA poster down there. They were probably the greatest rap group of all time.
Wait,
NWA.
what was it called?
NWA.
Oh, I thought it was NWEA, which is the standardized test that we have to take like every season.
The MWA, the Michigan Standardized Test. No, a little bit different. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a good era for music, good era for movies. BRB. I think it actually started back in the 90s. People said BRB. Be right back, yo. People used to say yo a lot in the 90s. Yo, MTV Raps. Yeah, the 90s were awesome. Tell me, what were some of your favorite songs from the 90s? Like, what did you guys listen to in the 90s? Because there was some cool stuff. You guys remember Hypercolor shirts? Oh my God. Slap bracelets. That was some crazy stuff. Neon, like glow sticks were really popular in the 90s. So that was always a thing. The Lions were actually good in the 90s. That's how far back we go. And now they're not at all. The Lions didn't win anything, but at least they made the playoffs in the 90s. They had Barry Sanders. And that's all I really need to say about the 90s is Barry Sanders, the greatest football player of his generation, the greatest running back of all time. A lot of fun stuff in the 90s. And I think I'm going to watch some 90s TV shows tonight. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Listen to some 90s music. I'll put a Spotify playlist together. Oh, she's back. Were you waiting for the brownies to be completed?
Yeah.
Brownies were a very 90s food.
Also, Mama wanted me to rinse out her cup.
To rinse out the cup. Yeah. Brownies were a very 90s food. It's like when I really first started doing brownies. Starbucks really started to become a thing in the 90s. Like this fun, Taco Bell was a huge thing, like growing, booming in the 90s. That became big.
When did KFC become big? I'm just curious.
When did what?
KFC.
KFC has been around for a long time. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
It's finger looking good.
It's finger licking good. Maybe we'll do another tournament of our favorite fast food joints and fast food restaurants.
Burger King.
Anyways,
McDonald's.
90s. What else from 90s? So favorite songs? Anybody out there have some favorite songs from the 90s? Because there was some great stuff. Like there was, let's see, Sheryl Crow was very 90s. That's when you had good Kid Rock music in the 90s. The Insane Clown Posse was 90s. You guys remember ICP in the Detroit area? Holy cow. I went and saw them a few times. And Juggalos is still around. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She's like, what? But yeah, cool. So yeah, tell us about your favorite 90s stuff. Maybe we'll have some best of the 90s tournament. I think that'd be a lot of fun too. But anyways, that's it. That's the 90s. Make sure you guys watch 90s shows. Check out stuff. Oh God, yeah, there you go. I'm too sexy for my cat. Too sexy for my cat. So sexy. Oh my God, I gotta play this. The song was called, I think it's I Am Too Sexy. Let's check it out. if I can find it. It's Right Said Fred is the name of the band.
I'm too sexy for my love, too sexy for my love, love's going to leave.
Right Said Fred. That song was awesome. I'm getting banned by YouTube. I'm getting banned by Facebook in a minute when they hear I'm playing all the popular music. But yeah, there you go. Awesome 90s stuff. Thank you, my lovely assistant over here. Again, have a 90s theme night at your house. Have a theme night. I know we're still kind of stuck for a couple more weeks here.
You're gonna get copyright.
I'm gonna get copyright infringement so bad. Kids know too much these days. So I'm gonna turn the camera away from it. Just kidding. Yeah, have a theme day at your house because it's a lot of fun to do. Like our theme night right here. This is a lot of fun. Was it a lot of fun? You get to learn about the 90s. Yeah, it was cool. Watch some movies, listen to music, dress up, go Bayside, and have a good time. And that's it. That's what life's all about. Life's about having a good time. Life's about happiness because
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait, we're not done yet. You're saying, oh, yeah, we're not done. That's right. I forgot we're not done because if I shut the show down, you would have gotten upset at me.
Yeah.
It's time for
the joke of the day.
Eliana's joke of the day. Let me prepare your joke right here, which Eliana had sent to her by, if you have a good joke of the day, let Eliana know. Also, if you have a Macklish word of the day, please tell us because I've run out of them. I can't think of them right now. Here is Eliana's joke of the day.
Wanted. A man has been stealing wheels off police cars. Police are working tirelessly to catch him.
That was good. A man has been stealing wheels off police cars. They're working tirelessly. Wait, I have to click this over here.
This has been my joke of the day.
This has been Eliana's joke of the day, and this has been That's Delicious, the 90s edition with all the Mustangs. It's back when the Mustang was the hot car. Mustang Camaro SS. Remember everyone had the SS or the TA, the T-tops. Oh man, the era was awesome. So all my friends started driving. Stop looking at my phone because I have swear words on there and you're too young to know about those. We love you all. We're going to see you tomorrow night with Svadba Sunday. We're going to have my really good friend, Tony Iljkoski, Tony Tone on there. He's going to be playing some live music for us. We're going to talk about weddings and all that kind of stuff and being a musician during these times.
Sir,
and what's coming?
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just curious. What is this topic going to be on Monday?
The topic on Monday will be Monday Madness, which is about
ice cream.
Our favorite ice cream flavors. So keep submitting those ice cream flavors. And we'll see you tomorrow on
That's Potato Show.
That's Delicious. We love you. Peace.
Peace.
Love.
Love.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Bye.